Hello, Pete.
Hey, I have one thing to do because Facebook is just so difficult these days. So I need to actually put the link in our little
Ah,
event page so people can find us. And hey, that's just how these things go.
absolutely.
So I am doing that as we speak. But hey, welcome everybody. We are doing a show for Joyce Barlow, and Joyce is actually here. Look, why don't we bring Joyce on?
Hi, Joyce.
Is that Joyce Barlow?
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hey,
How you doing, Pete?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing awesome. Just
Well,
wonderful.
that is
Glad
great.
to be
It's,
here.
it's such a pleasure to do this show with you. And that was my friend Jen. Jen is helping us out with the production.
Hi, everyone. Great to have you. Hey, Joyce, being that Pete is working on something very quickly to get this going on Facebook, do you want to tell the audience a little bit about yourself and your campaign?
Sure. I would love to tell everyone about my campaign. Well, let's see. There's so much to tell. Let me start out with the first question that's always asked whenever I'm on a program or someone's talking to me. They ask, why are you running for the office? Why did you decide to run? What sparked you? What was the impetus? Well, when I think about it, I have to go back to the start of getting to know the district. I started working in the district when I was first started my business. And as I worked my business, it covered all of the counties. The counties that are covered in District 151, it's Doherty, Terrell, Randolph, Early, Clay, Calhoun, Stewart, Webster, and Quitman County. Well, I was the nurse going to see if the patients in that area. As you realize, when you first start a business, you really don't have any money. Well, I didn't have that any money, and I couldn't afford to hire anyone, so I had to go out and be the aide, the maid, the nurse, the chief bottle washer, the cook, and the social worker. And as a result of my having to wear so many hats, I really got to learn the culture, the people, the needs, the layout of the land, the shortcuts in the rural area that I could get from point A to point B and not go off track. I got lost a few times, but I learned very, very quickly. And little did I know, learning the area, the people, and the layout would lead me to where I am now over 25 years later. But as time progressing grew, I learned the district and was able to hire people and get the business to grow. Now, when I had been asked over the years to run for a political office, but I just said, no, I don't have time for that. First of all, my family, my husband, all of that was more important in my business. And I would participate and help make presentations of different sorts to the legislation. And I have served on numerous nonprofit boards. I've been the chair of nonprofit boards as well. And I have served as the vice chair of the Albany Doherty Chamber of Commerce. But saying all that, I started to realize that as we go about in our life, we know that taxes, any type of legislation, your driver's license, insurance, property taxes, everything that regulates our life comes through some form of a rule, a law, or a legislation bill. And the more I became attuned to that, I just started paying attention, and I got involved with a couple of campaigns, helped them, made donations, of course, and campaigns take a lot of money, more than we realize, and to answer a few phone calls and did what I could. But as time evolved, I could not, even though I was asked to run, I could not run for an office because family obligations. But my children grew up in time, things changed in my life, and I was asked again to run for the office, and I thought about it and said, let me think on this and pray on it. And I decided, okay, I'm going to run for the office since I know about the district, I know what the needs are. And from there, I struck out and started pulling my team together to run for the state House representative. And having gone, and that's one thing, I have gone to the state capitol more times than I can remember. lobbying for something, talking to legislators, being engaging, and of course realizing legislators are people just like we are. They live in our areas, and we have to engage and talk with them for them to know what our concerns and needs are. And as a registered nurse, I know that people, number one right now, healthcare. Healthcare is extremely important. We know that even more so with COVID-19 going on, and we were so devastated in Southwest Georgia. I tell you, our rural counties, we were just had a massive attack of the virus. We lost numerous lives, and people are still losing lives in our district. And I know that we could have done better with having the personal protective equipment, making sure that we had it just hit us so hard. The equipment that we needed, the staffing was the issue. And when we look at our rural hospitals, because they don't have Medicaid expansion, they've been devastated as well, trying to render care when you don't have the equipment, the personnel. And let's face it, when people don't have insurance, the last thing they want to do is go and create a bill that they can't pay, they can't accommodate it, they don't have the money to cover it. So that's one of my primary platforms. I have to bring that to the forefront every time I talk, because as a person that cares about people and want to make sure that we're all taken care of and not just providing services for the elite or the wealthy, we've got to be our brother's keeper and our sister's keeper, making sure that they have insurance and that Medicaid expansion and women's health care and reproductive rights are protected. All of those are issues that are so important to me. And I am the voice to represent all of the people, no matter what your socioeconomic status may be. I know I've kind of gone into a whole lot, but you give me the moment, I'll just keep going on and talk about my platforms.
Well, you're just practicing being a politician, that's all, I mean, but that's okay, actually, because we want that. We all want that. We want people who are going to represent. I mean, especially with your background being a nurse and the devastation that you mentioned in the Albany, Georgia area. Yeah, it made national news, and all these things that you talk about, you're running on, affordable housing and, making sure that we have effective education. Those are the issues you're running on. I read about that.
I see that. You're knowledgeable. Yep, you can go to my website, www.joycebarlow, and read even more about me. And go and click on the link that says donate or volunteer. We're always looking for volunteers and donations. Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. So, I think what I'll do is I'll play a few tunes, and then we got some other folks who are going to play a little bit of music, but then we'll bring you back and you could talk a little bit more about things, because I think having you interspersed through the show would be kind of fun, All
right, then.
Sounds
good to me.
This has been a lot of fun. I've gotten to know Joyce and the team of the folks who work on our campaign, and it's been really informative. And anyway, I just hats off. Although my wife will let me take my hat off because I haven't gotten a haircut since COVID started.
Oops. Trying to keep you safe.
So, cool. All right. So I'm going to play a few original songs, and I'm going to start off with a song that's just unabashedly optimistic. And even though, what inspired this song was a bad moment. And I think, if you think of the context of what all of us are experiencing with the pandemic and the economic calamity that we're faced with, that a lot of it, of course, the pandemic was going to happen, but a lot of it was unnecessary. I think it's disheartening. And I think music is a way to go back into a space and just connect with positivity for a little bit. So, I guess. Fried shrimp, clams, some Maryland crabs, big old bucket of beer. The waitress comes round and says, "Is everything alright? Do you never ever know all the places you will go, all the things that life will show? Just never know. You chance you get to grow. You just never know. There's a long road to hoe. Just take a look at your big toe. Take off your shoe and go. Kick back, enjoy the show. You never ever know all the places you'll go, all the things that life will show. Just never know. You never ever know. Just learn to take it kind of slow. Take every chance you get to grow. Just never know. Everything you want to know, to the airport you should go. The information just is key. Say your heart and mind free. And the answers you will find, they're all locked up in your mind. They were there all along. That's the point of this year's song. You never ever know all the places you go, all the things that life will show. Just never know. You never ever know. Just learn to take it kind of slow. Take every chance you get to grow. Just never know. All right, so I'm gonna mention this songwriter named Billy Bragg. Billy Bragg, if you don't know this guy named Billy Bragg, he had some big hits on the radio in the 90s. So, yeah, I guess you can kind of look at my age and see that I was probably listening to music on the radio in the 90s. So anyway, so Billy Bragg he's a UK-based singer-songwriter, and he's known for his leftist progressive activism as well as his music. And so I saw him speak back in the beginning of 2017. It was right when, the things were starting to change. And he said something that just resonated. He said, "For those of us who want to do good in the world, our real enemy, it's not communism or capitalism. Although he didn't say this, it's not the orange menace in the White House. No, our enemy is it's cynicism. It's that feeling that no matter what we do, nothing is ever going to change, that everything is going to remain the same, and that all politicians are alike. And the antidote for cynicism, it's empathy." So I started thinking about the creative process. What we do is we iterate, we all iterate until we develop a new perspective. And I think the first time I really did that was with this song. Let the fool again, let love slip through my hands again. There we go again. Feel I've lost my best friend. I never learned, but I ask why. Always burn every time I try. No matter what we think, no matter what we do, one can't love not for two. I tried so hard tried everything. I cried so hard. I gave you everything. So concerned, is it a lie? Oh, it's gone. Every time I try, no matter what we go, one can't love not for two. We crossed our lines. We done what seems. We pass our time so foolishly. Oh, never learn, so that's why it will burn after we die. No matter what we no matter what we do, one can't love not for two. No matter what we feel, no matter what we do, one can't love not for So I want to play this next song, especially for Albany, Georgia, and about, this song was written. It started out because my wife is managing a campaign in Arizona. She left way back in November and has been gone a long time, and then the pandemic happened, and I wrote this. This is not going to be easy because I watched the news. I've seen the reports. I heard direct reports from the doctors and the nurses in the hospitals in the Albany area, and when Joyce says devastated, I only have a small some small visibility into it. So this song started out as kind of like a tribute to my wife leaving. But I got together with another friend, songwriter, Viola Krause, and the song actually became bigger than that. So. When the world is a little bit colder, you can be a blanket for me. When this world is a little bit darker, you're the light I can see. If your arms cannot hold me, it's your love I still feel, and your heart is the only beating thing that is real. Stay safe, stay safe, till you're home here with me. Stay safe, stay safe. Home's where you should be. I remember what it was like before everything changed in such a short time. We hardly talk now. We should be able to agree. Have we forgotten what's important? We argue endlessly. We're still human, and it's not right. We all want the same thing. Stay safe, stay safe, till you're home here with me. Stay safe, stay safe. Home is where you should be. Home is where you should be. Until you're home here with me. Stay safe. Okay, I got one more song. And I got one more song, but before I play that song, I got something to say about these people, these crazy people who run for the state legislature. I mean, Georgia, you know, people who run as Democrats in Georgia, they're brave. They're brave people, but they're people, you know, and what, you know, like Joyce will talk about what inspired her to run. She'll talk about the issues that she wants to go help the people of Georgia, the people in the Albany area. But, you know, what Joyce is not going to talk about, she's not going to talk about that when she's doing this, you know, she's taking time away from her family. She's taking time away from her friends. She's spending nights and weekends. Running a campaign is impossibly hard. I know my wife is running a campaign. And, you know, and often, you know, especially in states like Georgia, there's a whole, and you all know, there's a whole bunch of voter suppression that happens. And it's not right. It's not fair. But another form of voter suppression is the fact that legislators get paid so little. And so they're giving up their career to run for office. So all I would say to you all is that, hey, some of us are lucky. Some of us have more, you know, we have a job or we have resources. So please donate. Donate if you can, because Joyce's campaign, state legislative campaigns, they run on small budgets, and a little bit of money goes a long way. Or, you know, if you're one of those people who've had, you know, an impact because of this horrible financial crisis, and you know, we're all at home, so you can make some phone calls, spend some. If you have more time than you have money, then please volunteer. You know, all it is just talking to people. And it's not a scary thing. It's just reaching out, having conversations with people, asking them what they care about. And by and large, they're going to be caring about what Joyce is running on. They're going to care about, you know, that they want affordable health care, that they want a decent public education, you know, that teachers get paid enough, that we have responsible government that addresses issues like we're dealing with. So, you know, I try and be subtle about this, but I'm not so successful. Oh, and one more thing. Speaking of not so successful being subtle, hey, if you donate, if you volunteer your time and sign up at Joyce's website, I'll go back to the campaign and ask who volunteered, and I'll send you a link to a bunch of these songs. So here's my lack of subtlety song. I'm gonna tell you all, it's time to kick your ass in gear. It's time to tear down fear. Do something now. The moment has arrived, time we do something, do something, do something now. Do something, do something, do something now. Polar bears can't swim forever, guns can't set the kids for day. 10 more lies, yeah, he's a Russian spy. Women's rights have been stripped away. It's time we do something, do something, do something now. 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 I'm gonna tell you all, it's time to kick your ass in gear. Settle, huh? Okay, so now we're going to play a little clip by a friend of Joyce in the campaign, Merlong Taylor. Merlong, she was born in Germany because her parents were part of the military, and she knows Joyce for a while because they work in nonprofits together, which she'll just mention in the beginning of this thing. But I also wanted to say that what's not in this clip that Merlong recorded specifically for this show is Merlong, and she's public about this, but she is one of those people, like all of us, who have been touched by calamity, and she lost her son, a premature baby, and it's inspired her to get engaged and help others. And you know what? When you respond to a really horrible thing by wanting to make others' lives better, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So let's hear from Merlong. Well, hey, Merlong.
Hey, Pete.
So how do you know Joyce?
Well, Joyce is actually my Link sister, and we are both a part of the Links Incorporated, the Albany, Georgia chapter. And together we do great things here in our community. We serve our community in 5 different facets: health and human services, the arts, services to youth. And she's just my big Link sister. And so she called and she needed me, and I came running.
Awesome. I bet she would want you to do a song.
All right, well, let me hit one for her right now.
Summertime, and the living is easy. Fish are jumping, and the cotton is high. Your daddy's rich, and your ma is good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings, and you'll take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With daddy and mommy standing by,
Don't you cry. Don't you cry.
Hey, that was Merlong Taylor. Wow, that was so beautiful. Yeah, so we're going to bring Joyce back up, and I think Joyce and I are going to have just a little chat. So, oh man, that Merlong, wow. It took us a little bit to get that together, but yeah.
It was worth it, huh?
It was totally worth it.
All right.
So, Joyce, I'm so pleased to be doing this with you. And, you know, I kind of, you know, I think it would be great to know a little bit about what motivated you to run for office.
You know, there's a whole lot of factors. When you think about it, after I made the commitment, I thought about it. I said, well, is this really what I want to do? And then one part says, yes, this is what I really want to do. And like I said, I looked around and I just noticed what was going on. And one of the main things too is in my district, the person that's in the office now in 2010, he was a Democrat. And he changed over to a Republican after we voted for him. And I felt like, okay, I got kind of swindled on that deal. You didn't give us a heads up. You didn't give us a choice.
Wow, that is
between if you wanted to be a Republican, we should have known beforehand. Going forward, I did not vote for him because I felt like he couldn't be trusted. And one of the main methods that he said was that so he could do more for us. But as it shows, Medicaid expansion and with people, our hospitals in the area, our rural hospitals mainly, because as I researched it, I saw that, and I knew that several of the hospitals had closed. And that motivated me, and knowing that I could do a better job, feeling like the person there had lost contact, true contact with all of the people. Again, and like I said, not just a select few. I want to be able to build bridges to that. This district can be better. Our school systems, we need money. We need money in our public school systems so that they're fully funded. Our pre-K children don't get a good education. And that is the foundation before when they step out into life. If there's a lot, it's really hard to play catch up. Sometimes we can never make that total step to catch up. It's like always trying to run to get to catch and make sure that we're able to compete successfully. But with the STEM programs, knowing that there's money there, that we can have the science, technology, engineering, and math programs that are taught, because that is the way. And with us having a digital divide, knowing that once you get out in certain areas of the district, you can forget having a signal. You can just put your phone down or not even know that you can't get on the internet at all. So just think about that. And I thought about the children in one of my particular counties where they have to go around to the library and do their homework. And what do you think that's like now, not having internet access, broadband, and trying to work the kids, get their homework done in a digital net environment. So the digital divide is just too great. We've got to have affordable. Yeah, we can get broadband, but what's the purpose? What's the use of having broadband that's too expensive? The residents, the people living, the citizens in
so
districts, they can't, and in the counties, if they can't afford it, children need that. Yes.
You know, so I
didn't mean to interrupt you, Peter. I was just talking about some of the things out there.
I mean,
go ahead.
But those are like the fact that Medicaid has not been expanded doesn't cost Georgia's taxpayers any money. It comes from the federal government, and it's a lot of people, right? Isn't a lot of people just from that? I mean, that's one of the things you talked about.
Yeah, Medicaid expansion, it's like a 9-to-1. So how can you lose when you're going to get $9 get put in the pot to your $1. That
Right.
is just, it's phenomenal. You and just think of how you're going to help the people in the 151st district. We've got a lot of aging people living in the district, and then when you start to age, naturally you start to have more ailments. So if you don't have a hospital, then you've got to be able to access and get to that hospital really quickly. So Medicaid expansion, it would save lives, first of all, and people would have access, and then they'd be able to purchase their medicines as a result of that too. And it's just, and one of the other far-reaching points there is jobs. Because when you expand Medicaid, you're able to pay and have nurses, nurse support staff, all the administrative staff. Those are jobs that stay in that community, as opposed to hospitals closing. You lose your jobs and the infrastructure that supports that. Let's see, your plumbers, your electricians, all of your blue collar work. Once your hospital closes, people have to move to areas that they can sustain a decent standard, decent living, and have wages that they can contribute and maintain themselves. So it's not just having a hospital, it has a far-reaching impact. It impacts your taxes, because when your tax base leaves, the employees that work there, they pay taxes. They move. So
It's
where
like
is the money coming from to
spiral
support
down or
the
spiral up,
system?
right? Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
it all rolls in there together. And
Yeah.
and when a company starts to think about, well, we're going to move our business to one of the rural counties, first thing they're going to look at the schools and the health system. And if you don't have that, you automatically get eliminated out of the picture, which hurts again. But so that's just part of far-reaching impact. And it's more than just on the surface. And people say, well, it's going to increase our tax dollars. It will not. Matter of fact, it's going to work out better, because a hospital or any entity cannot continuously treat someone for free when they have to pay the staff, the supplies, maintain the building. All of that flows together. So therefore, when you really look at the picture, it's going to make it so much better. And we have to have someone in that position like myself, Joyce Barlow, who understands and who cares about serving the people, and not just thinking about self and going along a party line that really doesn't care.
That's right.
And carrying people in the positions to look out for the district.
You know, it's like, especially like the thing you were saying early on about the Democrat who you're running, or the person you're running against, who started out as a Democrat and then switched his party lines. You know, it's just another form of the majority not being represented, and people don't understand how something that happens. You know, so the state legislature is the capital. It's in Atlanta, right? I'm assuming it's Atlanta. Maybe. Okay. Well, so people that don't understand how these laws that get passed in the state legislature connect to their personal lives. And it does. It has a huge impact on people's personal lives. So, yeah.
Yeah, if you don't have your help, there's nothing you can do. You'll have to stay in a chair and wait for someone to take care of you, or lie in a bed. So it's all tied in there together. And just like we're conducting this program now, we've got our help, so we're able. So we got to look out for people who aren't able. It flows together.
It's like this is a moment where we can transform things if we get engaged. I really do. I believe this is a bleak time. Really, it is. I mean, if you pay attention to the news, it's a scary, dark time. But in this dark chaos that we're experiencing, it's the moment where we can take control, and that's when people rise up, and that's when people get engaged. You know, so you know, voting is.
We have got to vote, Pete. People have got to vote like John Lewis, the great congressman and civil rights icon, said. We have got to vote like we have never voted before. With what we're hearing, we've got to get into necessary trouble. Good trouble. Sure, we out there. We got to get in good trouble. So everybody, I mean, we're working with the company that's trying to work now to make sure we can get the applications out for the absentee ballot. And once that's done and everyone gets those applications out and completed and submitted, you'll have the opportunity, even though what's going on now, and the other trick with the postal system slowing down. I mean, everybody pay attention to see what's going on, because the people that are in power now, they're doing all they can to maintain it. But we've got to show them that we're not going to stand by and allow our postal system to be disrupted like it is, to prevent those absentee ballots from getting in. Now, there will be drop boxes, but we've got to get the application in first. To get to receive, you've got to complete the application for the absentee ballot. Then the absentee ballot is sent to you, and then you complete the absentee ballot, and there will be drop boxes that don't cost anything, that you can go to your local voters registration or supervisor of registration's office and drop that ballot in there. But we have got to stay focused, and remember, November 3rd will be here sooner than we think.
It's 80 days away.
Yeah, and early voting starts October 12th.
And you really need to be, so this link that's right here below us, Vote Save America, wherever you are in the country, you can go to that link and it'll take you to not just your state and tell you kind of what the deadlines are and how to apply for absentee ballots and where to go, what your state's rules are, but it'll also let you know where your polling place is and how to get registered, and how to track whether your vote's been counted. It's a really great site. We actually took a lot of time and looked through all the different sites. There's another one that's vote.org, which is some of the back end for this Vote Save America site. But Vote Save America is really good. It's the one site you really need.
And since we're all at home, well, a lot of us are at home or working on the internet more. This website, votesaveamerica.com, is something you can access right quick. We're all on the computers. That's why sometimes it's difficult to get online or get to a session or a meeting, or it drops, because all of America is online now. If we're staying home like we could, and just remember, one other quick thing I want to drop in there to everybody: make sure you complete your census form. If you haven't completed, find it, scramble around in the house. If you need it, if you don't know where it is, go online. They have your information. They can talk. They have enough information to help you, or send another form or something. But make sure you get your census form completed. It can be done online. It can be done via the telephone, and it can be done by hard copy paper. But make sure your census form has been completed. And if you haven't completed, please find it and complete it and submit it, because it makes the difference of what monies will come into each and every community. And I just had to put that plug in there. And if you're not registered to vote, I have to ask you again, please get registered to vote. You have time now. And there are voters registration drives that will be going on all over this country. So there's no reason not to get registered to vote. All
right. Well, we got one more piece of music for everyone, and I'm really, really excited about this. Your campaign, Cecilia Morris, who has a career, I think a long career in the radio, introduced us to a great gospel band, Mother Gracie and the Leonard Brothers. They've been around since like 1990 in the Albany area, right? It's a long time. And they have 4 albums on Marble G Records. So let's hear some music, and I think it'll be fun.
Okay.
All our sins and I say, hear my people, what you call my name. Humble themselves and pray. Seek my face, turn from their wicked ways. Hear from heaven, forgive their sins, and heal the land. There's no other who can walk on this fight, but listen, the race isn't given to the swift or the strong, but it's given to the one that keep on holding on. You know what I had to do? I had to go to God in prayer. I found that I could leave all my burdens there. God, every day, everything that you need. Take me to it. Whoa, if you need it, God's got it. Joy, God's got it. If you need peace of mind, He'll be there. Oh, somebody may have been like me. I was going through so many things that I could not see. Let me tell you, I just had to go to God in prayer. You'll be better off when you leave than when you got there. Cause Jesus got it. Yeah. Jesus got everything. Somebody know Jesus got everything. Whatever you need tonight, Jesus got it. Hey. And I came to let you know whatever it is, you can tell Him. It doesn't matter when you come. He never sleeps and He never slumps. All He's doing is waiting on you to come. It doesn't matter what time it is. I read in the word where He said, if you ask, you shall be given. He said, if you seek, ye shall find. He said, knock, and the door shall be open. How many ways is going God to do it? If you just call on Him, let me tell you. Listen, Proverbs says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not to your own understanding. In all your ways, if you just acknowledge Him, He said He will. God will. He will direct your path. I'm just gonna trust and believe it. I know He's gonna bring me through. He didn't bring me this far to leave me now. He promised He will. And if you call on Jesus, what I found out, oh, He'll answer. He'll answer. If you call Him, if you need Him, when you least expect it. They say He may not come when you want it, but how many know He'll be right there when you need it? God will tonight. God will answer tonight, because Jesus got everything that you need. He got everything that you need.
Wow, that was amazing.
Yes.
Like I just don't hear enough gospel in my life. I'll tell you that. That was awesome.
Yes. Yes.
Totally.
It was. It was totally awesome.
Loved it.
Oh.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got
Wow.
a few people that are new that haven't been on stream before. I want to thank my friend Jen Brightman, who has been helping out in the background, make sure this runs smoothly, and did a fantastic job first time through. Woohoo!
Thank you, Pete. Joyce and Cecilia, nice to meet you both.
And
Yes.
Cecilia Morris, who is a super volunteer with the campaign, and who's not on screen, is Robert Lee, who is campaign manager. And
Hey, Robert.
kudos to campaign staff and volunteers, especially the crazy campaign managers for doing the work, because none of this happens without them. So, Joyce, thank you for running.
And Joyce, do you have any other words that you'd like to leave the audience with? I know we want everybody to register, vote, but also vote. But what else can we talk about, Joyce, before we leave this awesome time supporting you?
You're in
Well,
spotlight, Joyce.
Make sure that you tell all your friends about me, and as far as voting for me, Joyce Barlow for District 151, and just know and don't give up, because I know it looks like it's bleak. There's a lot of negativity that's being floated out there, but just know that we can do this in this district. We will make history. That's something that was said to me. We get out the vote, we get people registered, and make sure we get that absentee ballot completed and drop it off. If you think it's too late to mail it, drop it off to the voters registration office or board of supervisor of elections, because you will make the difference. Just so that you all know, in the state of Missouri, they passed Medicaid expansion for their state. It was put on the ballot, and the citizens of the state of Missouri voted in Medicaid expansion. We can do this in Georgia if we get the right people. We have got to make some changes in our legislation for the state of Georgia, and I want to be the one to be there to represent you, because I have the values that you have. I will not take a walk. I will be there to make sure you are well represented. So remember, that's Joyce Barlow. I want you to vote for me, tell your friends and family, and make sure that they are registered and that we can get this done November 3rd. And I'm glad, and thank you for joining. Thank you, Pete, for hosting this. Thank you for all of our participants, for Merlong Taylor, for the Leonard Brothers Singers, for Cecilia Morris. Thank you for assisting with all of this. My campaign manager, Robert Lee, and also to Jen for being in the background for working and assisting us. And I truly appreciate you all, and make sure that you spread the word about my campaign and go to my website, www.joycebarlow, and make sure you learn more about me.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Hey,
Thank you.
Thank you.
A pleasure. Thank you so much.
Be sure to vote.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to vote and get everybody down to vote.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
More to come. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Joyce. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Joyce.